Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel, and today, as the title would suggest, we are getting rid of this setup and we are building something completely new. Now, over the past year of using this setup, I have thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been absolutely amazing for me. However, it's just kind of meh right now. I mean, everything's pretty dirty. It's just not the way it was when I first built it, and I'm hoping by the end of this video we will be back to the former glory this setup once had. So I went out and spent about $350 on some new parts for this new setup build. So the first thing we have to do is tear apart the old one, and to save time in the video, I'm just gonna go ahead and skip ahead of this for you guys. It's not gonna be anything too interesting. I'm just literally taking everything here and getting rid of it. Simple as that. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, and just like that, everything is off my desk, and my internet router is still down there, of course, plus a few of my PC cables, because my PC is going to be staying in that same location. Only issue is this line here that I use to line up my old monitor mount for my wall, and I don't really have the paint to cover that up. So that's going to have to stay like that for now until I go out and get some more paint. So yeah. Okay, so the first thing we need to fix up is my PC. So right now I'm running 8 gigs of RAM on this thing, DDR4, and I thought that would be enough when I first built it. However, I play a lot of RAM intensive games, plus when I'm recording that adds to it. And you know, I have Discord open, I have Chrome open, I have games that take a lot of RAM. It just doesn't work out for me with 8 gigs of RAM. So I bought more. All right, so we're quickly just gonna take these ones out. And we'll put the new ones in. It'll be all good there. So let's take out this one. There you go, DDR4. Take out this one. Now let's install our new kit. So rocking the what brand is this? Corsair Vengeance. And just put these into place so I can actually play games and not have incredibly bad stutter in my games. There's one. And there's 2. Awesome. Okay, now that the PC is all fixed up, I can start putting that back down here at the bottom of the desk. So I'm gonna continue to use this little thing that I bought at Walmart for like $5. I don't know what this is. It's like a little shelf thing, and I just have it folded up and it works perfectly as a PC stand, plus it matches the color of my room. So I guess I'm just gonna keep using it. It works, so why not? Save money that way. So just put it right up against the desk like so. That's where it was before. I think that looks mighty fine. So now we'll put the PC in place. Ugh. That's backwards. That's much better. So now we need to put our capture card in place. Actually, it's a bit dirty. So this thing is kind of outdated. I kind of probably should go out and pick up a new one, to be honest with you. I bought this like 3 years ago when I started doing YouTube, and I've used it ever since. It records console and PC gameplay, so I've had no reason to replace it, but it's kind of big and it's just not very pretty. So I might replace this in the near future, but for now, it's gonna stay on setup right where it used to be. It's got a little Velcro pad so it doesn't move around while I'm playing my games and such. So there we go. Now we can take a step back, and it looks mighty fine over on the PC end. Alright, so now I want to put my mic stand back up. I figured this would just be the next easiest thing to do before we get into all the new stuff. So this thing simply, well, I say simply, this thing just kind of screws onto my desk like such. You just put it on there completely flat, and then you tighten it down. My arm's kind of in the way, sorry about that. There you go. So basically you just clamp it down to your desk, and then you just tighten it as hard as you can so it doesn't fall off like that. This is kind of annoying. All right, now I gotta install the actual microphone itself. So I'm still using my Florian BM800. I don't think they still make these mics, but they make a similar model to it that costs about $20 to $30 on Amazon. So if you want one like mine, you can go ahead and pick one up. I'll leave a link in the description down below. So very simple to do this. You just take the clamps right here, squeeze them together, and then put the mic in to where you want it to set. Then we take our XLR to 3.5 millimeter audio cable, hook it into the back of the microphone, and then we just route the cable down to our PC where it'll be plugged into the back on the audio interface. Alright, so the next part of the setup I want to introduce is the new monitor. Now, this thing, it's nothing crazy. It's just a HP 24-inch monitor, nothing crazy, 1080p, so it's nice and thin, and it has really, like, not visible, what would you call that? Like, minimalistic bezels on the edge of the screen, which I like a lot better than my old one. So, yeah, the only thing about this monitor that I don't like is that you cannot wall mount it. However, I kind of like that because on the old monitor, I had a problem with the way that it wall mounted where it's hard to hide the cables cleanly and make it look nice. So I think by doing this with a regular stand, it'll just make it easier for me to hide the cables and it'll look a little bit nicer in the end. And to make it a little bit more pretty, I'm going to be adding some LED strips to the back of the monitor. So rather than doing it along the back of the desk like I did last year, I'm just going to do it against the back of the monitor because the issue I had last year was my desk is so close to the wall that you can see like each individual LED bouncing off the wall, and it just makes it look like crap. So I think with this being a bit farther away from the wall, it'll make these look a lot nicer. Plus it'll match my my new mouse and keyboard a little bit nicer too. So I'm gonna add these to the back of this with a little sticky tape, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and installed these LED backlights on the back of my monitor. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut off my studio lights and show you guys what it looks like. 3, 2, 1. Tell me that doesn't look absolutely amazing. That is so much better than the way we had it last year. That's pretty cool. Now I also want to mention that you can pick up these kits at Walmart for like $5, which that's crazy considering the one that I used last year cost me about $30 and it broke within the first 6 months of me using it. So we'll see how these ones hold up, but I think we've got a winner here. Alright, next up we have the keyboard. This is also one of the new things for my setup. This year I went with the, let's see if I can get this in a shot here, the Razer Black Widow Chroma. So I picked this up for about $100 on sale at Best Buy yesterday, and you know, I liked my old keyboard, my Corsair K55, but I wanted something that was more clicky and mechanical. So that's why I went with this. Now I already unboxed it for the sake of time, but here it is. Let's take off the plastic shield. There she is. So it's very clicky, and you guys are probably gonna hear that in my videos from now on, but I don't know. I used to never be a fan of the way that mechanical keyboards sounded, but I'm kind of starting to like it now, so decided to pick one up, and I think this will be a great choice. Plus it has the Chroma RGB lighting, which will match the lighting behind my monitor too. So I'm gonna get this set up, as well as the mouse, which I'm about to show you, and we'll show you what the whole thing looks like. Alright, so as for the mouse, I went with a new one as well. I went with the Razer Basilisk. This has also got the Chroma RGB lighting, so it'll match the keyboard and my monitor backlighting. There was no real reason why I chose this mouse. I just wanted something that was Razer that would match my keyboard, because last year's setup I had a Logitech mouse and a Corsair keyboard, and it always bothered me how the lighting was never the same shade of blue whenever I would use that. So I went with both Razer products this year so that they match, plus these are a bit more high quality than the ones I used last year. So here is the mouse. It's nothing crazy, but I got this for about $60 at Best Buy yesterday too. It's got a little toggle switch here, so while you're playing, you can use that as like a programmable button, which is awesome because I can think of a lot of uses for that actually. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and set up my PC's cables. I'm gonna get the RGB lighting set up for the keyboard as well as the mouse, and it'll turn on the backlighting for the monitor too. And I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's all put together. Alright, so you guys can see after about like an hour and a half later, I got the lights all hooked up for the mouse and keyboard. Oh wait, this one's off. There you go. So now it's all set up to be blue, which is the same color as behind the monitor. I also took the time to go through and fix up a bit of the cables down there for the PC and such, so they're not all obnoxious and in the way and stuff. So that took a little bit of time, but we got it done in the end. So to finish this off, we have to place down our new mouse mat, which is also Razer, the Razer Goliathus, I believe that is. So this was like $7 at Best Buy. I haven't used a mouse mat in a long time just because I'm not really fond of them, but I figured why not, it'll match everything else. So, just like that. I think that looks mighty fine. Alrighty, there we go. Now we got our nice Razer mouse, keyboard, and mouse mat. I think it all looks really nice. My only complaint is I wish that this keyboard was a little bit brighter, like the LEDs, but because the mouse is really bright, like the lights are, but the keyboard's not so much. But it's not that big of a deal. I think it looks mighty fine, and if we turn on the good old monitor here, got the nice Mr. Lags background there, of course, gotta represent, and I think it looks absolutely amazing. Alright, so that's pretty much all I've got for this video, guys. Now we can go over some of the pricing so you guys get an idea of how much this cost me. So let's start with the new stuff, of course. We got the keyboard that was about $100 at Best Buy. The mouse was about 60, I want to say. And the monitor was about $140. So we got $300 there. Plus, if you consider the new RAM for my PC, that was about $60 to $70 too. So when you consider things completely, it was around $400 for like all the zip ties and stuff for the cables up there, and like the mouse mat included and stuff like that. I also added some Razer stickers too, by the way. Also one right here that looks pretty sick. But yeah, if you consider everything, it turned out to be around $400 for, you know, redoing my whole setup here. But I'm not going to include the RAM in the pricing simply because that's not required. That was just a repair that I needed to do to my PC to actually be able to put out content, because the way it stood with 8 gigs, I physically could not play without having a ton of freezing in my games, and I don't want to put out content for you guys with just like constant pausing in my game. So that was a necessity for me personally, not something that you guys would most likely want to do for a setup. So I'm not going to include that in the price. But with all things considered, I would like to get a new microphone at some point in the future too. I'm kind of eyeing one right now, but I just haven't pulled the trigger yet. So hopefully we can replace that within the next few months here. So either way, that's pretty much all I've got for this video, guys. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys all later.